Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's third and final session of Digital Skills, hosted by us from the GBSLEP Growth Hub and presented by Zav Anderson. Today's session will focus on the final topic of the digital skills, and we'll kind of follow up from the other two sessions. Just a quick reminder, guys, if you did not attend the first two sessions or you would like any information on that, we did record those sessions. Do get in contact with me for those recordings. Likewise for this recording as well. Just before we start, I'm just going to say a little bit about myself and where I'm from. So my name is Waka and I'm from the Greater Birmingham Solihull Growth Hub. For those that don't already know, the Growth Hub is a single point of contact for businesses and SMEs within the local region to come and contact us for support and guidance and advice on their businesses, how they're doing, any barriers to growth they are facing. So just general type of inquiries that would come to us would be SMEs having inquiries on how to get grants, funding, assisting on relocation, recruitment, apprenticeships, and so on. We have a range of partners ranging from the top universities in Birmingham, such as Aston University, Birmingham City University, University of Birmingham. We also work with Birmingham City Council and a whole load of partners. Do check out our website, guys. I'll put all the Growth Hub's contact details in the chat box below. And do get in contact with us. Just a little points on the Zoom etiquette for this session. We're going to use the chat box during Zav's presentation for any urgent questions to myself or Zav. Do ask any questions in there if they are urgent. Alternatively, we'll have a 5 to 10 question and answer session at the end, where you'll be able to not only type your questions, but also use the microphone to speak. During the presentation, I'm going to have everybody's microphones off except for Zav, including the video, if that's okay with everybody. And at the end of the session, I'll unmute everybody. Hope you all enjoyed today's session. I'll now hand over to Zav. Thank you, Zav.
Thank you, Waka. Right, okay, let me just share the screen. Okay, welcome everyone. Welcome to the final session. Okay, welcome to the final session of webinar 3. It's Tuesday, 14th of July. So here we are still emerging from lockdown, trying to cope with COVID-19. We've just heard today that it looks like everyone's going to have to wear masks if they visit shops from the 24th of July. So again, if that affects you as a business, think about how that's going to affect your customers and how your customers are going to be coming in. With this whole COVID-19, we've got to be thinking about how we can help our customers, how we can make them feel safe so that they're happy to come out of their homes and visit our stores, as well as using digital skills to let them know exactly what we have on offer. Okay, so quick overview. This is the third session. We have 26 people so far signed up for one-to-one, so I do have 4 more spaces. If anyone would like one-to-one session with me over the next couple of weeks, just email me to book those slots. Those who have already let me know when they want the session, I'll be sending out Zoom invites in the next few days with your link to the Zoom session. Okay, so let's crack on. So websites. Okay, websites are still very important. People think they're not as important because social media is getting stronger and stronger and more important, but actually websites still are very important. Your competitors are probably on websites. So some people still will check for websites. And if they find your competitor's website and you haven't got a website, there's a good chance you're going to miss the chance of connecting with a potential customer in that way. The latest stats are 89% of people trust a business that has a website. So they may not actually use your website a lot, or they may not visit it continually, but if you've actually got a website they can just check you out on, they may well follow you on social media far more and interact with you on social media, but by having a website, they'll trust you far more. So it's a trust issue, which is really important with anyone in business. Your website can also be, means you're open 24/7. People can have a look at what you've got to offer, depending on how you use your website. You can have all your products and all your services on offer and let people know how they can communicate with you. It can be an online shop for you. It could actually be an e-commerce shop, or just actually a showcase for what you have to sell. It's like your online shop window. So if you have a shop premises and people walk past your shop in the evening, they might look into your shop and see what you have to sell, etc. This is what a website can be as well, because people will surf for the websites any time of the day, whenever it's convenient to them. So you need to be thinking about being open 24/7. Your social media, which I think obviously is very important as well, we can link that into our website. So people may initially find you via the website, but choose to follow you but via social media. The thing with the website, once someone's visited your website, unless they specifically type in your web address every single time, or they've saved it to their favorites, they're unlikely to visit it again. The great thing about social media, if you can convince them to follow you, what happens is every day when they wake up, and we talked in the module 1 about when people are looking at their social media, when they click on their phone, they have a look and they start checking out their social media feeds, any posts you've made will appear naturally in their feed. They won't have to search out you. They won't have to search out your website. Your feed, your posts will start appearing, and certainly your stories will as well in Facebook and Instagram. We'll look at that later on today. Okay, so what makes a good website? There are good websites, there are bad websites as well. Okay, first thing you've got to think about is navigation. Make it easy for people to move around your website, to find stuff. A bit like if someone comes into your shop, is it easy for them to move around and see what they're looking for and then pay for the goods? That's really important. The content of your website, what you put on your website. Think about having succinct, concise content, great images. This is important for your website as well. If you can have videos on there, make sure they're on there. Make sure they illustrate what you sell. Share the essence of your business. Make sure your website is updated. If I ever visit a website and it says last updated October 2018, straight away, I'm off. I'm not interested. I'm assuming this business has probably gone bust, or I'm not really sure I trust them because they don't even update their website. You can see at the moment, if you check out a lot of websites at the moment, a lot of websites have nothing to do with coronavirus, COVID-19, however the business are actually operating and coping with this at the moment. That's a bit of an error. Now, obviously, often the challenge is people have to pay someone else to update their website because they can't do it themselves, which is a challenge, which again is a benefit of social media over a website, because generally you can do that yourself and keep everything up to date. But even yesterday, I was looking for somewhere to eat and I was checking out their social media and I found out where it was. I then checked their website, double check, and there was nothing on their website. The website said, we are closed, but actually they were open now. So even these large chains aren't actually keeping their websites up to date, which I think is poor form. Okay, having your contact details, how someone can get in touch with you, that's crucial. Making your customer will want to communicate with you in the way they want to. So try and give them as many options as you can. Is it by phone? Is it by email? Is it a postal address? Is it they can phone a mobile, they can phone a landline? Are there certain hours of the day when you will actually be able? Let them know, handle their expectation. Tell them when is a good time to contact you. Having all your social media links on there as well, that's crucial. So they can choose which one's their favorite to then follow you on. Okay. Keep your website fairly consistent. Maybe you can have a logo top right or something. The fonts, don't have too many different styles of fonts. Try and keep the color scheme fairly. So when people go from page to page, they recognize the consistency in the site. That just helps people to trust the website a little bit more as well. Okay, now what do we need to put on our website? So various things you can put on there. Here's a few examples. Have your business name, your logo, a strap line. We talked about your strap line. Okay, so you name your business, maybe with your strap line underneath your business. Contact details, whether on and offline. Okay, your USP, your unique selling point. What is it about your business? Why should they want to engage with your business? Why should they be searching through your website? Why should they be then coming into your business or checking out your social media? What is it about it? Obviously, when you're listing your products, great, let's talk about the features, but let's talk about the benefits. What are the benefits of people in buying your products? How are they going to utilize it? How is it going to help them in their life or what they're trying to achieve? Maybe have an about us page, just a bit of information about the business, how the business grew up. People are interested in that. They like to know a bit about the history. Remember, a USP could be you're an established business of 100 years. That could be an interesting thing. So all your products and services, make sure you list them as clear as you can. Now, I know some of you maybe have 2, 3, 5, 10,000 different products. You can't list them all. I get that. But you can maybe list sections, subject, titles of areas of products you sell. And then just have specific ones you might want to highlight. Testimonials. If you've got testimonials from customers, happy customers, Word of mouth, we know, is the most powerful form of marketing. If we can get testimonials online, that's really powerful for us as well. So think about maybe have a testimonials page on your website. You might also choose to have a frequently asked questions page. If there are certain questions that people keep asking you about your business, we'll make it easy for them. Have a frequently asked questions page, an FAQ page, where you just list the top 10 questions. You'll see a lot of the big sites have this. You know, when you click on the site, they'll have a whole load of questions. We're assuming you might want to ask one of these questions. So that's quite a useful thing to have as well. But the whole thing on your website, what you've got to do, you've got to try and get engagement. Remember, we talked about entertain, educate, engage. Every time you post anything on social media, or if we post anything, that are the three things we've got to think about. Well, we want to engage with people. We want to have a call to action. So what do you want someone to do when they visit your website? Do you want them just to have a look at your website? Say you sell bikes. Have a look at your website. Oh, there are lots of lovely bikes now. I must go and buy a bike. Let me go off and see if I can find a bike shop. Well, no, I'm a bike shop. I sell bikes. Contact me now. Let me tell you what I've got. Have a look at what I've got, etc., etc. What is the call to action? So have a call to action on your website as well. Here's just a little example of one I saw in a kebab van. Okay, so this is a kebab van in the middle of lockdown. Okay, so are they open? We don't know. Who knows if they're open? If you happen to see them, maybe you stop and you go in there. But these guys put a little poster at the bottom of their kebab van, which I thought was quite interesting. And it says, "Don't waste your time on the phone. You can give your order on our website," and it gives its website address. So I thought that's interesting to sort of cross promote offline. This is the offline actual physical premises, promoting what they do online as well. So I thought I'd check out their site. Had a look at their site. Instantly, I can see their site is mobile optimized. Okay, mobile optimized. So it's designed for a mobile phone. 94% of searches are on mobile phones nowadays. So your website needs to be mobile optimized. Okay, so we go down that. We have a look at what they've got on there. They've got their address of where they are. They've said you can order. They've said they've got Facebook logo, so you know that. You've got a little bit of a few images on there, and the images scroll, by the way, at the top. A bit of text about what they offer. And as you scroll down a bit further, you get a map of where they are. You get their address with a postcode and a phone number, or you could email them as well. So it's quite a good way of even a kebab van using the internet to drive more traffic to their business. And that's what they're looking to do. Now, again, over lockdown, around about 1.2 million bikes were sold. I myself was considering getting a bike, and I Googled a bike company. This is what I found on my website, on my mobile phone. This is their website, a non-mobile optimized site. So instantly you can see, well, I can't read the writing, Zav, you've got to blow that up for me. Well, no, that's how it appears on my phone. I can't read it either. Now, what I've got to do is pinch the screen and open the screen and try and move the screen across, which is it's cumbersome. So I would just ignore it and I go and find a different website. And that's what people will do. If you make it difficult for people to find your website, or when they find your website, to access and navigate around your website, they're just going to go. So if you've got a website at the moment, check that it's mobile optimized. How does it look on a mobile phone? Don't just check it on your desktop or your laptop. That's not good enough, because not everyone's using these things. Most people are using mobile phones to find out for anything they're looking for. So mobile optimized website. Okay, good. Right, so let's think about our engagement strategy, everything we're trying to do, everything we talked about, any post you do on social media. The first thing we've got to think about is, what I'm posting entertaining? Is it interesting? Is it going to be interesting to my followers, to anyone who's interested in my business, my potential customers? Is it going to be entertaining? Is it going to be interesting? Is it going to get their imagination? Are they going to do anything as a result of it? If they're not, maybe don't post it. Maybe think of something else to post. So ask yourself the question, is this entertaining? Is this dull? Are they going to go, no, does it mean anything to you? Ask other people, test it with other people. But is it entertaining? Whilst we're entertaining and are putting our entertaining posts out, we're educating about our business. We're letting them know what we do on our profiles. We're saying what we do. I'll look at the 3 profiles on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook in a moment, and the sort of things we can say on that. But are we educating people about our business? We want people to know a bit more information about our business. Anything you want to buy, the first thing you want to do is you want to know a bit more information. Yeah. Well, when are you going to deliver it? Well, where did you source it from? What's it made of, etc., etc. You want more information. You want more information about the business. So it's your job to educate the customer, about what your product and your business is all about. Once you've done that, the main aim of it is to get engagement. We want them to do something. That's why we have a call to action. What do we want them to do? We want them to do something with that post. We don't just read the post. We don't just look at our website on bikes, the fact that we sell bikes, and then go away and go, right, I must find somewhere I can buy a bike. We want a call to action. If you want to buy a bike, contact me now. I can find the exact definite bike for you. You know, just contact me now. Let me show you the range we have, etc., etc. So we want them to engage. Now, the engaging, maybe they just like our post. Maybe we post on Instagram. We just want a like off it. Or maybe we post on Facebook. We want them to share it with people, or to like it, or to follow us, or to like our business page. So whatever the engagement you're after, and keep going back to ROI, return on investment. What do you want to get for whatever you're doing? The time or money you're spending. What do you hope to achieve from it? Yeah. Think about what sort of engagement you're going to get. What is success for you? It goes back to our goals. What are we trying to achieve? Maybe your goal is, I want to get 1,000 followers in 6 months. I want to get 1,000 engaged followers. We don't just want people for the sake of it. We want engaged followers, followers who are actually going to react to the interesting, entertaining posts that I'm posting out there and educating about my business and my products. I want them to engage, and ultimately want them to buy off us and then increase our profitability. Now, everything we post on social media, in my opinion, we need to think about an 80-20 split. This is social media. This is not social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, to help your business. That's not what it's designed for. That's not what it was designed for. It's designed for social media, for people just to share things, to share views, to share opinions, to share photos, etc. It's social. It's not like you meet someone down the pub, you're just chatting. You're not there meeting them down the pub and then you're selling. You're not doing that. It's a social media. So 20% of your posts, make them about your business. I'm fine with that. Selling your business, saying what you're doing, but intersperse them with 80% of posts about just other stuff. Now people say to me, oh yeah, but that's nothing to do with my business now. That's the whole point. This is social media. This isn't a channel set up that people go on because they want to know everything there is about your business. That's more like your website. The website's where you put everything about your business on there. This is social media. We're going to, if people go to your website, okay, hopefully you've got them, they're a possible customer. We're going to find all those millions of people out there who are not going to look at your website, but might come across your social media, see something entertaining or interesting you've posted, then maybe click on your profile and see who is this person or this business that posted this, see the entertainment, be a bit educated about what you do, and go, actually, that's weird. Although I was interested in the post they made, which was a lovely scenic shot of the seaside of Greece, I'm actually interested in buying a bike. That's coincidence. Actually, I'll follow them because I'm hoping in the next couple of months to buy a bike. So it'd be quite useful to have these guys. That's how it works. That's how it can work. Okay, so that's what we've got to think about. So think of an 80-20 split. 80% of your posts, nothing to do with necessarily with your business. 20% about your business. I'm okay with that as well. And I think you can comment on things similar or related to your business as well. And that's good as well, just to tie it all in. So think of an 80-20 split for your content strategy rather than just bang, bang, bang about my business. Because if I just go, this is my business, this is what I do, this is what I've got for sale, this for sale, got this for sale, you're bored. Your customer bored, they'll unfollow you. If they unfollow you, you're unlikely to ever get them back. Okay, good. Right, hashtags. Okay, hashtags are effectively just a simple way for people to search you. They're just a keyword. It's just like on your website. When you have a website, you have certain words, buzzwords, whatever you want to call them, that relate to your business. So if I was a bike shop, for example, the keywords might be things like bike, cycling, fitness, fresh air, saddle, frame, pedals, all these sorts of things could be relevant words. So when you're posting something, okay, you put hashtags on there to help people find that post. That's what you're hoping they're going to do. You're hoping they might come across your post. So hashtags to think about. If you're going to write a hashtag, you've got to use the hashtag symbol, which is the big black symbol at the top left there. Okay, when you write it, there's no gap in between the symbol and the word. So for example, I've written there coronavirus. So it's hashtag coronavirus, all one word. A hashtag can be not just a word, it's a word or phrase. So it could be something like coronavirus is awful is one hashtag. It's all one word. There'd be no gaps in any of those words, not as you would write in English. So all those words get together. Or you might say hashtag I'm so tired. And it's all one word, no spaces. Hashtag I'm so tired is the hashtag. Now, you'll often see on social media, people seem to sort of make up their own hashtags like hashtag I'm so tired. And for the social side, it's fine. It's not really the correct use of hashtag. It's not necessarily going to necessarily get them too much extra visibility, which is what you as a business are looking for. So when you think about your hashtags, you're thinking about what people might be searching on the social media to find your relevant post. So try and use a hashtag that is either in your post. So for example, you might have written something, I'll do some examples later, and the hashtag might be in the middle of your actual post. Or at the end, you can put your hashtag. Now, in my opinion, for Facebook, I would use about 3 hashtags, because it's, with all this social media, it's about visual. It's all about visual, it's about an image, or it's about video. But there is sometimes some text as well. So if you're going to have the text, make it nice and short and succinct. If you've then got millions of hashtags on that, it's a little bit distracting, So I think hashtags are great, but just maybe do 3 hashtags on Facebook, and the same for Twitter as well. Twitter limits you the number of characters as well. So again, either in the body of the tweet or at the end of the tweet, just put maybe 3 hashtags. I think that's what you can go to 4, you can go to 5 if you really want. But what I'm saying is it becomes a bit of a post all about loads of hashtags, which anyone looking at it knows it's not. That's just really to help your visibility. It's not the actual content of what you're saying. And we want them to be interested and focused on the content of what you're saying. Instagram's slightly different. Instagram, up to 30 hashtags kind of works. So you can really go to town on hashtags with Instagram. And some little thing people do is when they actually write the post, they actually put the hashtags in, or they can then comment on their own post and put the hashtags in there as well. There are different ways you can do it. Okay, so one useful thing to do before you actually start posting on social media is actually to get a piece of paper and just to sit down, think about your business, and just come up with as many hashtags about your business that you can think of. Or what I do is I write them on my phone in the notes section, so I've got them in there. So when I'm posting, rather than trying to think of hashtags all the time, I go back to I just select a couple from there, highlight them, copy them, paste them straight into my post, and they're done. Certainly when you come up with 30 hashtags for Instagram, it's much easier to maybe copy 20 or 25, post them in, and then specific to the actual post, you might have 4 or 5 specific hashtags to that individual post. It just saves you a lot of time. Okay, good. So let's have a look at Facebook. So Facebook, things to think about. We need to have a profile on Facebook to educate people about our post. So if someone sees our post, because it's an entertaining, engaging post, the first thing they might do is check out our profile and see if they want to follow or like us, etc., on our social media. So the image is crucial, the image you put up there. If you're a shop, I think a nice image of your shop is really, really good idea. If it was me, if it was my shop, I would probably have an image of the shop, maybe with me standing in front of the shop, or me and my team or whoever works with me standing in front of the shop, because when you start seeing the social media and you actually visit the premises and you meet the people, it's a really great way of connecting with people and making people remember who you are. Add obviously things like your address, your telephone number, your web address, your website address, ways people can communicate with you online. Think about cross-promoting. So you may be on Facebook, you're also on Twitter and Instagram. Now, someone might find you on Facebook, actually they prefer Instagram or they prefer Twitter. So it's quite a good idea to let them know that you're on those other mediums as well and cross-promote. I always find that a useful way to do it. So when you're on Facebook, you can be posting text, again, succinct, not too waffly text. You can. Personally, I think it's best to be as succinct as you can. If you want to write longer pieces, set up a blog and explain exactly what you're trying to talk about in the blog. Use the social media to lead people to your blogs. Have it as a bit of a taster sort of thing. Add an image or a video to your texts so you can actually enhance what you're saying. Maybe pin your post to the top, so when everyone first comes to your account, a certain post is always at the top. No matter whatever you post after it will carry on, go down. This one will always stay at the top. Quite a useful thing. Think about having a story on Facebook and Instagram. You can have stories, which are short little videos or collections of photos, which are very useful as well, and that they have prominence in the profile as well, which is very useful. Again, so I said 3 hashtags. In Facebook, you can join groups. There are lots of groups, local groups, business groups, etc., which can be very, very useful. The example I'm using at the moment, Anupam Jewellers, they're in Ashbourne, Spelthorne area near Staines. And one of their customers said to them, I saw her on Facebook, there's someone was asking for a jewellers. And he said, oh, okay, that's interesting. He goes, yeah, there was, I think it was about 170 comments. And I think about 160 of them mentioned you. And he went, oh, I didn't know, I'm not on Facebook. And so I made him go on Facebook, set up the page, have access to this. He then joined the group, saw all these 160 people who were obviously customers or ex-customers, promoting his business for him, word of mouth testimonial, and he knew nothing about it. So the first thing he could go on there is like every single post from everyone who said something positive about his business, recommending him, and he could even reply to all of them if he wanted. Again, I think that'd be a great thing. 160 at one goes quite a lot, but usually wouldn't get that many. But if people say, oh yeah, Anupam Jewellers, fantastic jewellers, you really want to get down there, they're superb quality, great workmanship, etc., just a little reply to them, thank you so much, looking forward to seeing you again. That kind of thing just gets a nice relationship going. Social media is a conversation. It's a conversation between two people online. That's all it is. It's like as if someone met you in the street or came into your shop, you would just have a conversation with them. What we're managing to do is have a conversation with a lot of people at the same time. So, okay, think about groups. Interact with others. So, other people on various social media, like other people's posts that you like, share other people's posts, comment on them. Maybe you want to direct message people on Facebook. People can direct message you via Messenger, and often customers will direct message you and ask you to have something in product, some product in stock, for example. Or encourage them. Say, look, if you're interested in something, if you'd like to know, have a question, please feel free to direct message me on Messenger. So that's a really good way for it to interact with people. And think about it as a business. If you think about yourself, if you've got a social media platform and other people, other businesses or other people are liking and sharing what you're saying, that kind of makes you feel good. I think if you were to do it back to them, if appropriate, how would that make them feel? Probably make them want to do it back to you again, and that just increases your visibility. So see about interacting with other people as well, rather than just sitting there and thinking, right, everyone will come to me. It doesn't always work that way. Sometimes it has to be a bit of a give and take. Okay, so think about putting that into your strategy, your follower strategy as well. Okay, think about sharing, because there are certain devices, because Facebook is obviously owns Instagram. You can actually post on Facebook and automatically you can post it to Instagram, which isn't a bad idea. I wouldn't share from Instagram or from Facebook direct to Twitter. And I'll show you why again. I think I might have mentioned it in the first session, but I wouldn't do that because of how it appears. What you could do is connect WhatsApp. Again, WhatsApp is owned by Facebook, Instagram, etc. is all part of the same family. So you can connect that so people can actually see your Facebook page and you can invite them to WhatsApp you. Because yes, you might say, oh yeah, please messenger me, send me a message via Messenger, but I might not have Messenger on my phone. I haven't downloaded the app. But I have got WhatsApp. I always use WhatsApp. I would rather WhatsApp you. That's easier. If you want me now to download Messenger, and I can't be bothered. So make it easy for your customers. So maybe put the WhatsApp function on there as well. So you use Facebook to check out your competitors. See what other people are doing. Not just on Facebook, on Instagram and Twitter. Have a look at what your competitors are posting. Have a look at what engagement they're getting. Are they getting 74 likes for a post? Are they getting 92 people retweet something? Or are they getting nothing? If they're getting nothing, that tells you something. If they're getting lots of engagement, that tells you something. Now, don't copy what they've put, but it might help you and give you an idea of something you might want to post in a similar vein that's relevant to your business as well. Okay, so not only can you check your own posts and how they're doing, but you can see what your competitors are doing. Say, oh, that's interesting. That got a lot of engagement from people. Okay, also look at insights. Insights, so you get analytics. Okay, it sounds confusing, but all you're doing is it's just saying, how am I performing? Are people looking at what I'm posting? Am I getting people engaging with it, etc., etc.? So the insights are very important on Facebook as well, and Twitter and Instagram. Okay, so Twitter. Okay, so this is actually my own profile on Twitter. So, okay, so I'm a digital skills trainer. What could I use as my banner picture? I guess I could put a projector screen up there or something, or maybe a picture. I choose to put just a scenic shot, and I change my scenic shots. In the small round picture, I generally put a picture of myself. I change that. Sometimes it will be me presenting at a conference. Sometimes it will be me just sitting on a boat, sitting on a beach, walking the dog, whatever it is. It's entirely up to you. It's just to build trust with someone that might want to follow you as well. So then you've got that's your images. You've then got your bio. So saying about your biography, what you're going to say about your business or what you do. So I've put beating lockdown by offering webinars and video one-to-ones, digital skills training for markets, retailers, and all in business. Okay, so that's just an overview of what I'm doing. That's changed in the last few months. It wasn't that a few months ago, because before COVID, I wasn't offering it via webinars and doing Zoom calls, but we all have to adapt. So I've also added my business Twitter on there as well. So if people wish to follow my business Twitter, and I've also cross-promoted and put my Instagram, my business Instagram on there as well. So it's entirely up to people. I've put my website on there as well. Okay, so people can see that as well. So when I'm posting on Twitter, again, whatever I'm posting on Twitter, and now you'll see on Twitter, people don't post with images. As a business, always use an image, in my opinion. Always use an image or a short video. The reason why, it just stands out. When you get your Twitter feed, if you're following 10 people, what happens in your Twitter feed is everything those 10 people have posted will come up in your Twitter feed. Imagine it's like a stream. You're standing here and the stream is just going past you. That's Twitter. So if I post now, it's there. 1 second later, it's there. 2 seconds later, and then it's gone. Now I can pull the stream back and have a look at all these tweets that have been posted by the people I'm following, or I can just wait for new things to come along and be live. So that's kind of how that works. So, okay, post images. If you've got a stream coming down there and there's an image, people will just see it. If you scan down a lot of Twitter accounts, if you don't see an image, it's just text, it doesn't catch your eye, you're unlikely to read it. People often stop on an image and then read the text. Might not be related to it, but it got your attention. Now what they're actually saying is actually quite interesting to you, and they've now got your interest. Maybe you start following them, maybe you react, maybe you engage with them in some way. Okay, so short videos. For me, the optimum video on any social media should be sort of like 10 to 15 seconds maximum. If you can do it slightly less than that, even better, but providing you can get your point across, whatever you're trying to get across. Try and avoid putting long rambling videos on. It gets people just don't want to do it. People don't want to watch too long a video. Think about yourself when you go on YouTube. You ever go on YouTube, you click on something, or someone sends you a video to watch through WhatsApp or something. First thing you do, see how long it is. If it's like 4 minutes, you go, oh, 4 minutes. I really haven't got time. I'll watch it later. If you click on it, it says like 11 seconds. You just watch it. 11 seconds, nothing. That's how you psychologically, how you mentally are thinking, you're processing this. So think about that, how people are processing this on when they see your posts as well. So nice, short, concise videos. Again, with Twitter, interact with others. If people follow you, what I would suggest is they're following you for a reason. So if someone follows me as a business, I'm thinking, okay, they might be a potential customer. So I would check out their profile. I would have a look at their profile and make sure I'm happy with who they appear to be. Okay, I know you can't 100% know, but you can generally tell who they are by what they've posted, what they're saying about themselves, etc. Then you might choose to follow them back. Now, if someone follows a business, if I follow a business that I'm vaguely interested in, I might want to buy a bike with this guy, and they follow me back, that's reinforced this business in my mind. I might have followed 5 bike companies. One of them followed me back. I get a notification on my account. I check it out. Oh yeah, Owen Cycles followed me back. Okay. Actually, I must look for one. Let me check out Owen Cycles. And I start checking. It's in there. So following people back can be a good thing. Okay. Think about liking, retweeting, commenting, etc. other people's posts on Twitter as well, just like you would with Facebook. Again, you can do a competitor analysis on Twitter as well. Okay. Have a look at your competitors, seeing what they're actually tweeting, seeing what great engagement they're getting. Okay, all good stuff. Analytics, again on Twitter on analytics. Now on analytics, it's easier to see analytics on a laptop. And when you look at it on a laptop, on the left-hand side, there's a little settings button. Click on there, click on analytics. If you've never looked at analytics on your Twitter account before, it will just say turn on analytics, little box, click the box, and then it will give you the last 28 days. Okay, I think generally you have to have like 100 followers or so, certainly on Instagram, before you can actually start getting your insights. So try and get as many people following you first. Obviously, the more you've got following you, then the more interesting it is to analyze how it's going. So check out your analytics. It will tell you the last 28 days, how well you've done, what you've been doing. So it's really quite interesting. So you can see which of your tweets actually got the most engagement. It will tell you your new followers, who is the most followed of your new followers and things like this. It'll tell you how many new followers you got. It'll tell you how many people checked out your profile. It's all interesting, encouraging stuff. Okay, when we think about our goals, go back to what our goals were, what are the sort of goals we set ourselves? Okay, so analytics, they're very important. Okay, here's a little example I want to show you how Twitter could be used. So have a look at the bottom box. There's a lady called Emily Andras, no idea who she is. She sends a tweet to Lexi Alexander. Lexi Alexander is a director. She directs TV shows. So Emily Andras sends her a little tweet, says, can you please direct an episode of Wyoner Earp? Okay, it's fair enough, you know. Everyone has fans, even directors have fans, you know, people who like to communicate with. So the director comes back, she gets this tweet on her Twitter account. She comes back and she replies to the woman, this is not how TV works. It's not a buffet I can choose from. Showrunners choose who they want directing. Sounds a bit condescending, but no. Okay. Emily replies, I am the showrunner. I am the producer. I am the person who chooses the director. I'm offering you a job via Twitter. That's how I choose to use Twitter. That's how I choose to. So you can see the mistake the lady made. Okay, so interesting. This actually became on front page news on one of the tabloids about a year or so ago. So yeah, how people use Twitter now. We've seen how Some people use Twitter. Presidents of the United States sometimes run campaigns and run the presidency, it would appear, via Twitter. Whether it's the best thing to do is another discussion, I guess. But how are people using Twitter? So we can use Twitter to promote our businesses, to promote what we're doing, to engage with people. The great thing with Twitter is a very immediate thing, Sort of thing, if you have followers on Twitter, you can almost post and say, look, I've got this, so you're a bakery, I've still got these in stock for the next hour. You'll actually get people probably engaged with you because Twitter's very, very quick. It's almost like immediate. So it's quite a good mechanism for that. Okay, have a look at this hashtag. So have a look on the right-hand side. We've got hashtags in that tweet. Just count how many hashtags you can see. I'll give you 8 seconds. How many hashtags can you see? How many hashtags? This is Instagram, this is on. Twitter, sorry, Twitter this is on. So again, they should probably been using 3 for a start, but they put a few more on. Yeah, how many? You're right, there are no hashtags. There are no hashtags. There's lots of words with the hashtag symbol, but there's no space in between the hashtags. So you have no space in between the hashtag symbol and the word, the hashtag, but then in between each hashtag, you have to have a space. On Twitter, a hashtag will go blue. So if it doesn't go blue, then it isn't a hashtag. So all that is a whole lot of gobbledygook, which doesn't really make much sense and isn't doing any good for visibility anyway. So be careful when you're writing your tweets and posting your tweets. Okay, Instagram, again, profile, very important. Have a look at the left-hand side profile. This is a profile of an actor. So in his bio, he's literally just said actor. Now, for me, I probably would have put a few more bits on there. Might want to say what I've done, whether I'm a stage actor, TV actor, film actors, that kind of thing. Might want to add my agent, if I had an agent, etc. Okay, so the images, have a look at the image he's got. Now, on the images on Instagram, it appears as a grid. They call that your grid. So you've got 3 across and then it goes down. You can see the second one along the middle top. That means the little white box at the top means there's several pictures there to have a look at. If you go below that, there's a little white arrow. That means that's a little video clip. So that's how you can tell. So you can post one picture, you can post multiple pictures, or you can post little video clips as well. Okay, and above that, where you've got the small circles, those are the stories or past stories. And at the top there, where the actual first circle is, with the actual actor's face and torso in, that is actually the current story. If you click on that, then the current story, whatever's been posted on there, will appear. So again, using your Instagram account as a business, I would cross promote. Okay, so again, if you look at that, cross promote what you're putting on your account. Post images or videos. Okay, behind the actual, when you post the actual image, you can actually write text as well, and that's when you can write your 30 hashtags. But you can see when people actually first view the Instagram account, all the text and the hashtags don't appear, not until you actually click specifically onto it. So when people look at your Instagram account, they'll literally just be zooming through everything you've posted on there initially until they see something that catches their eye. So when you're posting a story, which is a short little video or a collection of photos or a photo, it will last for about 15 seconds. Okay, again, we said up to 30 hashtags for Instagram. Again, interact with others, like other people's, follow other people, comment on other people's, interact with other people, engage with other people. Then there's more chance you're going to get engagement back as well. Again, you can share from Instagram onto Facebook, but again, not Twitter. I'll show you why in a second. Again, use Instagram for a competitor analysis. You know, some people think, oh, it's stalking. It's not stalking, it's research. So you can research other customers, you can research other businesses. You can get insights, so you can get your analytics on there as well. And that'll help you to understand where you are, how well you're doing, etc. And there's also a fairly recent addition is Instagram TV, which again is slightly longer video clips on there as well, which you might want to do. Okay, so again, on the right-hand side is mine. Okay, this one time I've got myself a picture of me outside a building called the Clockwork Building, which isn't head office, but I thought it was quite amusing. The grid, again, it depends on what you want to post. There'll be that you can just scroll up the grid and you'll see all the various posts that people are going to put on there as well for your Instagram. Okay, so here, posting direct from Instagram to Twitter. On the left-hand side, they post direct from Instagram or Facebook to Twitter. And what happens, you can see, when you look down the left-hand side under the profile, there are no images. What they've got is a link. So rather than people seeing it instantly when they hit your account, you now want them to click again to look at one of your photos as they're scrolling through yours, rather than just looking at all your photos and deciding what they want to look at. Whereas if you look at Sunseeker International, which is the parent company, they don't post from their Instagram to their Twitter. they actually post specifically onto their Twitter. So every single image at the bottom, you see the first image just comes up in every tweet. It just makes it more interesting. It makes it better for the consumer experience. So don't make it difficult for your customers to find what you're posting by making them have to click again once they've clicked onto your site. Just make it all there. So my personal view is I wouldn't post from Instagram onto Twitter or from Facebook onto Twitter. It's entirely up to you, just my opinion. Okay, scheduling tools. Okay, so we're going to talk about risks of social media in a moment, but what we haven't got is lots of time that we can just keep posting every time of the day. So the great thing is you can post and you can schedule posts to go out at certain times. So for example, on Twitter, there's something called TweetDeck. TweetDeck, have your Twitter account open on a laptop, open a new browser, type in TweetDeck. It will automatically take you into your own Twitter account. And from that, you can then click on there, write tweets, add photos, add videos, schedule the tweets for a day's time, next week, 3 weeks time, 8 months time, whenever you want. So you could literally write a month's worth of tweets you could do in an hour, maybe on a Sunday afternoon. And then you know that for that month, tweets going to be going out, because what you've got to do with social media is you've got to consistently post. If you don't if you don't post for a few weeks or months, people are going to think, has this business gone bust? What's happened to them? I haven't heard from them for a while. Or if someone checks out your account, your social media account, and they see your last post is maybe, well, at the moment, if they see your last post is March the 10th, they'll say, oh, they're obviously on furlough, or they're obviously not working. They've obviously closed down, certainly for lockdown. Maybe they've gone bust. I'll look for someone else. So even if you're putting a post out that's saying, yes, we're furloughed, but we're really waiting to get back as soon as lockdown lifts, etc., because we don't know if lockdown's going to happen again. It may happen again. If it does, we've got to be prepared for it this time, more prepared for it. Okay, so scheduling on Twitter, personally, I would use TweetDeck. Okay, on Facebook, Facebook has its own scheduling tool as well. So again, very nice and easy, little dial on there on the right. You just decide what date, time, etc., and you can schedule that post as well. Instagram, there's not a specific thing on Instagram for scheduling your posts. Personally, I prefer to actually just post them live. That's what I do. If you are a bigger business and you want to actually post lots on Instagram, lots on Facebook, lots on Twitter, lots on other things as well, you can then use a scheduling tool like Buffer or Hootsuite. There are lots more. They're a little bit more complicated to use, but they're quite useful if you're quite a big company. If you're a smaller company, a one-man band, small shop, small business, etc., personally, I would use TweetDeck, I would use Facebook, and I would just post Instagram as it is. Entirely your choice there. Okay, good. Risks of social media. Okay, so biggest risk is time. If I say to you, right, okay, I want you to set up a Twitter account, Instagram account, LinkedIn account, Facebook account, I want you to go on Snapchat, how much, I want you to post 10 times a day on each of these things. How much time is it? It could be a full-time job. It could be a full-time job. So we've got to be sensible about it. You know, everything you do, think about a pyramid, okay? At the top of the pyramid, what is the most effective social media vehicle for me? It might be Facebook. Okay, I'll do that one. I'll post once a day on Facebook, once every 2 days on Facebook. If I've got time, maybe I'll set up an Instagram account. Maybe I'll post on that. Maybe I'll set up a Twitter account. It's entirely up to you. You have to figure it out for yourself. But time, we're all time poor. We're all time poor. Okay, so time can certainly be a big risk of social media. Another risk, negative publicity. I know, lots of people are worried about trolls and stuff on Instagram or on Twitter. Generally, businesses don't get trolled. Generally, it's the people, the reality stars, the TV stars, etc., who probably put themselves up there to be trolled. I don't know what happens, but businesses, I don't think you really need to worry about that. Negative publicity, yes, you do need to be aware of. So if someone was to post something about your business in a negative way, sometimes people do, sometimes it's a competitor, sometimes it's someone who had a genuine problem with it. What you've got to do, you've got to deal with it like you would deal with any negative publicity normally. If someone came into your shop and had a complaint, you deal with it in the same way. The key with social media is to try and get it offline as soon as possible. Don't go online. If someone says something negative, don't come back with a comment, because they'll just come back with a comment. You'll come back with a comment, and then other people might jump in. The last thing you need. Okay, so just try and get it offline. Offer to call them, offer to email them, etc., to resolve this. And once you've resolved it, then go back online, address them, and say, "I'm glad we resolved your problem, etc., your challenge, whatever it was, and now that you're happy." So everyone viewing this can see, okay, someone had a problem, you addressed it, they're now happy, everyone's moved on. there's nothing worse any business if, because things go wrong in business. We all know that things happen, things break, things get misdelivered, whatever it is. It's not this question, not a question of whether that never happens. It's a question of how do we deal with it? How do we deal with it if it was to happen? So you need to demonstrate your process on that. Security is another risk of social media. Be careful with your passwords, etc. Don't let anyone else get access to your account. Be careful who you let post you. I'll go to jump to the bottom one. Staff. Often people say to me, "Oh, we've got an 18-year-old just starting. I'm going to get them to all our social media." I say, fantastic. Do they know your business inside and out? Do they know how to react to customers' questions, queries? Do they have the expertise you have? Probably not. They might know how to actually physically post, but do they know what to say? So a couple of things you can do. You can either have some sort of system where you will check what they post or they propose to post before you send it. A good way of doing that is using a scheduling tool. So for example, Facebook or TweetDeck, they'll write all these posts. You can just double check them. They can post them for tomorrow or set them for 4 hours time. You make sure you're happy with them. Bang, they can all go off, no problem at all. So just be careful with that. Who's posting what, who you get posting. Is it you or are you going to give it to someone else? Be careful what you post about. Personally, I would avoid, as a business, I would avoid posting about sensitive issues, anything to do with religion, politics. I wouldn't use discriminatory language, all this sort of stuff that might upset people. I wouldn't put any comments on about Brexit, all this sort of stuff. It's divided the nation, etc. As a business, just avoid it. Personally, you can say what you want, I don't mind. But as a business, I wouldn't even be putting on what football team I support, etc. Because there's bound to be someone who's going to be against that football team for whatever reason, and all of a sudden you've lost a potential customer to your business. So don't make it more difficult for yourself. Just post about other stuff, but don't post about certain things like that. Who to follow? So sometimes someone said to me, they said, "Oh, someone's followed me from America. How do I block them?" And I said, "Why do you want to block?" I said, "Well, I don't know. They live in America. They're not going to come to my shop, are they?" I said, "Okay, well, let's see who it is for a start." So we look at it. It was just some guy, mid-50s. For America, it looked fairly normal to me. I couldn't see anything wrong with it. I said, well, as far as I'm concerned, how do we know this guy doesn't have a relative over in the UK? He comes over and visits, or maybe he comes over for holiday, or maybe he's looking to come over. We don't know why he might be following you. We don't know. All he's done is increased your followers by 1. Now, if he doesn't engage with you, then we don't get too much benefit out of it. But as I can see, there's probably no negativity from that. And also, if you've got 100,000 or 2.2 million people following you, for example, when you all get very successful, how are you going to check everyone who's following you? You're probably not going to. So my personal view is people who follow you, I wouldn't worry too much about. Okay, I wouldn't worry too much about those. People who you follow, I think that's slightly more important. So before you follow someone, just have a quick sanity check on who they are. Do you think it's the sort of person you want to follow? Same with retweeting what people say and liking what people say. You might be liking their post, but you want to just double check the tone of all the other posts they've been saying. There has been instances where someone from the far right was posting everything, said something, someone liked what they think, something government or something, liked what they said, and they hadn't realised they're actually affiliated to a far right group, which got them into a lot of trouble. That they weren't necessarily advocating the far right group, but it could appear that way. It could be construed that way. So be a little bit careful who you follow and who you tweet, retweet, etc. Avoid swearing. I think swearing probably goes without saying, but personally, I wouldn't use swearing. I know recently, I think Gary Lineker swore on his Twitter account. It caused a massive storm. Gary Lineker's got a very clean-cut persona, and people like that. And I think some people are jarred with him when he did. So as a business, I wouldn't be swearing. If someone came into your shop, would you swear at them? Probably not. So again, I would try and reflect how you are and the essence of your business in the way you approach things as well. Okay, that's risks. Quick bit on cybersecurity. Always download software updates for your phone. Keep that up to date for your computers as well. Use strong passwords alphanumeric. Use symbols, use letters, numbers, etc. Try and make it as difficult as people to hack into your system. Again, make sure you've got antivirus software all loaded. And beware of some of those emails you can get sent through, which are phishing emails, they call them. Okay, so looking for information off you, things like your bank's never going to ask for your PIN code, things like that. Okay, these are the top 20 passwords that Google has let everyone know that people are using for their accounts. So if it was me, don't use any of these accounts. What clever people do is they run some sort of program, they get all these top 100 passwords and they just attack every account and see which ones they get into. That's how they hack into you. So avoid using those, even though they've used uppercase and lowercase. In some instances, they put a number in there. Think about having strong passwords. And there are things on the internet where you can actually check the strength of your password. So you can actually type the password you're thinking of using. It will tell you whether it's weak, medium, or strong as a password. They're worth looking at as well. Okay, so video. Look, video is really important. Video is becoming more and more important with social media for promoting your business. Okay, look, social media with video in their posts are boosted by 48%. Okay, on Facebook, 65% more engagement if you use video. The reason why, people don't want to read anymore. Certainly the under 35s, they just don't want to read anything. They just want to look at stuff, or they actually want to watch something. So rather than read about your business, they'd rather watch you talking about your business for 10 or 11 seconds. Talking about the benefits of your business, why they should be coming into your business. That's what people want to see. Okay, so if you're going to start shooting video for your social media, which I think you can do yourself, these smartphones got fantastic cameras and videos on them. If it was me, I would be using if I had lots of money, maybe I'd pay a professional, and depending on what your business is, you might want to pay a professional. But for most of you, I think shooting it yourself, you can do. Just a few things to think about. Let's go through what those few things are. Okay, short, engaging content, short little clips. Have lots of different clips, lots of little clips to make you to fill your social media profiles, and all the various posts you've got, rather than just one long hour and a half long video clip that tells them everything they need to know. No one's going to watch that. It's not going to be as engaging. Okay, consider the compositions. When you've actually got the camera, what have you actually got in there? You've got a person there, you've got this, a light sticking out the head. What is it you've got? Just think about the light. Make sure the light's behind you, shining on it, not filming into light. That doesn't really work. Think about who you're filming this for. Why are you filming? What's the message you're trying to get across? Okay, why is anyone going to want to share your video? You want them to see the video. Oh, it's so good, I must retweet this, I must share this. If you haven't got steady hands, use a tripod, or you can get these little gimbal devices now which you can hold mobile phones, and they're absolutely superb. It just cuts all the shake out of it. But generally on social media, in my opinion, most people are kind of okay if the video isn't 100% professionally shot, and most people realize that it's been shot by the person themselves, and they're kind of okay with that. Okay, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. We're not making films for Hollywood. Maybe use an external microphone, especially, think about if you're trying to film in the street, there can be so much ambient noise that can just really be distracting. So either use an external microphone or make sure you're in a fairly quiet place. Lighting, crucial. Get the lighting, play around with the lighting, play around with it, move it around. What looks better? What looks better to your eye? Because what looks better to you, it's the same for your customers. Think about the format. Are you going to film landscape or portrait? It's your choice, but it depends on how you want it to appear. Okay, so think about different angles. So when you take a photo of a product, say the product is a mug, you could have a flat on mug, or the mug could be looking up at the mug. It could be all different sort of things to sell, to showcase your product. So think about that. Think about having close-ups, wide shots. When you're videoing, I wouldn't zoom on the actual. It can look a bit distracting, so I wouldn't do that if I was you. Personal choice. Keep it short, keep it sweet. Try not to read a script. Try not to, because when you get a script, you get people saying, come to Owen Cycles, we sell bikes, they're really good and they're red. It just doesn't work. It's just got to be more natural. It doesn't mean if you make a mistake, you can shoot it 50 times. Takes about 6 minutes to shoot 50 times. Just keep doing it till you find the take you like, and use that one when it's more natural. Okay, good. Facebook, I would suggest probably square or portrait. It's the vertical one. Twitter, all three kind of work for that. Instagram, all three work for that as well, in my opinion. Okay, YouTube, if you've got a YouTube account attached to your Google account, you can put longer videos on there. If you've got something that's more in depth, put the longer videos on there. Just have a little short snippet on your social media to tempt people to go to your YouTube account. Filming live is becoming more and more popular. So people are actually posting straight to their social media accounts in a live video. But again, don't let it go too rambling. Try and keep it, I think, fairly short as well. Maximums for shooting video: Twitter about 30 seconds, Instagram 60 seconds, Facebook 120, Snapchat 10 seconds. That's if you're working with Snapchat as well for a sort of younger audience. Okay. Quick look at a SWOT analysis for your business. So think about the strengths of your business and the weaknesses of your business. And these are internal strengths, so your strengths as a person, as a business. What are your strengths? Try and write these down, think about them. And more importantly, think about your weaknesses. What is it you're not that good at? What is it about your business that's holding you back a bit? Because try and work on your weaknesses. If you can identify your weaknesses, then you can do something about them, turn them into strengths. This can be really powerful for your business moving forward. Next thing, you think about opportunities and threats. Now, these are more external to your business. What opportunities are there out there? Now, I know we're in lockdown, it's got COVID-19, etc. But a lot of people, there are opportunities as well. So what are the opportunities? Okay, so my local butcher, for example, everyone goes to the butcher to get their meat. Now he's saying, look, this is what I sell. If you want, I can deliver it to you if you're not comfortable coming out of your house, and I'll deliver it to you. There's maybe a slight charge, but this is something I could do. It's an opportunity. Okay, so that's maybe for certain elderly people or vulnerable people who might want to take advantage of this. So that's worth thinking about. What threats are there as well? And what do threats mean? I know again, a bike shop I trained, they said to me, we've got another bike shop moved right in next door to us. It's a nightmare. They're going to kill our business. I said, look, sometimes something like that, a perceived threat like that might be an opportunity. Because if I was going to go and look for a bike shop personally as a customer, would I go to this town that has one bike shop or this town that has two bike shops? I'd probably go to the one two. So I could look at a bit more choice. So actually it can be an opportunity. So what you've got to do, if a bike shop moves in next to you in your bike shop, you've got to think about what's my USP. How am I going to sell myself? How am I going to position my products in the window? What am I going to put on my social media? And how am I going to present myself? How am I going to get the customers to choose me rather than someone else? So when you get time, have a think about doing a SWOT analysis, the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats of your business. Okay, really useful to keep doing. And you've probably already done one before, but just do one again, because everything digital changes so quickly. Everything changes. 4 months ago, hardly anyone knew what Zoom was. Now you're all experts on it. Everyone kind of knows Zoom. Everyone's thinking, the world's going to change. More people are going to start working from home. They're going to be working from home. They're going to be communicating via these types of mechanisms. And in 6 months' time, there'll be a new Zoom equivalent out there that everyone will be using. It's how it moves. So we've got to keep moving. So doing a SWOT analysis on where you are now is crucial. Okay, good. Testimonials, really, really important. So, TripAdvisor, Google reviews, Facebook reviews, all of these sort of things. Try and get as many of these off your business as you can. They're really, really useful. It just helps you with your search engine optimization of your business. It helps you get more customers. Okay, it's like word of mouth, but multiplied. So testimonials, massively important. Okay, just finishing, going to wrap up with a quick summary of your digital strategy for you, okay? Those of you who've got the books, it's in there as well. So first thing you do, identify who your customer groups are, who your different customers are, because you're going to be saying different things to these different people. What social media channels are these guys on? You rather than going on the one, you're going on your favorite social media channel. What are your ideal customers on? You need to be linking that in with them. So make sure you're on their social media channels. Tell your customers what you sell, why you're an expert in the field, talk about the features and benefits of your product, target your customer groups with personalized information. If we talk about 5 different customer groups, they'll all have slightly different things they want to know about. Maybe as part of a content strategy, you'll have a monthly theme. Maybe the types of content, talk about the 80% here. Maybe you're going to be talking about something different. Every month have a different theme you might want to talk about. Always try and be topical. So if you've got Wimbledon, if you've got a World Cup, if you've got Chelsea Flower Show, whatever it is, something going on at the NEC, etc., be topical about what's going on, and filter that into your social media. Use your hashtags, use keywords, strapline across all your social media activity. Keep promoting yourself and cross-promoting yourself across the various platforms. Use visual content, images, video. This is what people want to see. People don't want to just read words anymore. Those days have gone. Yes, you still need to use words, but images, video is what is compelling. It's what people want to see nowadays. So be confident in your product company. You guys are the experts in your business. You're the experts. So all you're doing is just letting people know, you're helping them because you know more than they do. You're guiding them and helping them to choose the right product. That's a real benefit for them. Keep checking your online presence. Go back to the goals of your business. Am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? This will then ties in with your return on investment, the amount of time I'm spending on this. Am I getting anything for it? Am I getting what I thought I was going to get for it? Am I getting more followers? Am I getting more sales? Am I getting more profit? If not, what do I need to tweak? What do I need to do? What shall I do differently? What's working? What shall I replicate? What shall I increase? Etc. Keep looking at the analytics on all of these. You've got Google Analytics. You've got your social media analytics, your own website analytics. All of this thing is important. Respond to people if they have positive things to say about you. If someone gives you a great testimonial and you just blank, it's like someone came into your shop and said, "Let's want to say I had really good customer service. Thank you very much," and you went, well, you wouldn't, would you? So why would you do that online? So if someone says online, "Oh, what a fantastic experience in your business shop, etc.," just reply to them, "Thank you so much. Really looking forward to seeing you again. Hey, tell all your friends." Whatever you want to say, however you want to put that across. But engage with these people. That's what it's all about. It's the main thing to think about, main thing to take away. Everything we do with social media: entertain, educate, engage. Am I doing those three things? Am I doing those three things? They're the three things we've got to think about. Okay, good. Quick summary about the one-to-ones. These are the slots. Obviously, some of the slots, quite a few of the slots have gone now, but these are the dates and the times that are available. Send me an email after this or during this or some point, and I'll book you in. So they start on the 21st and they end on the 29th for the first round of those. And that is it. Thank you. I'll hand you back to Wacker. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Zav, for all the information. Fantastic. I mean, all the three sessions were very informative. I'm sure everybody with today's session would join me in giving Zav a virtual thank you and a round of applause. We've had a few questions in the chat box. So if you don't mind, Zav, giving a few answers to those, I'll just,
okay.
I know we had,
So one-to-one sessions are around about sort of 45, maybe 50 minutes long, just under an hour. The books I've sent out, they are going by post now. The post is a bit erratic at the moment. I think they're doing their best. So if you haven't received it yet, just give it a bit of time. They have all been signed for, and they're all being tracked. So if you do have a problem, you don't get it in the next few days, give me a buzz, drop me an email, and I'll just double check the tracking on that. The one-to-ones are free, courtesy of Wacker and the hub. Okay, so we've got Alex is a video producer here. If anyone needs any help shooting social media video, he can help them. So Alex is obviously an expert. So look, what I'm trying to encourage you guys, this is what you need to do. You need to be thinking about shooting video. Now, you can do it yourself. If you've got a bit of money, get a professional in as well. Okay, get a professional in, get someone to do it, or get some tips off them as well. But you really need to be thinking about doing this. Have a look at other people's social media, see what they're doing, and then decide whether you can do it yourself or you're going to get a professional in as well. Let me just quickly scan through these. I feel a bit like Joe Wicks without the fitness.
Hello, can I speak at all?
Yes, you can. Is that Anita?
Yes, it is. Sorry.
Hi, Anita. How you doing?
What's it? With regards to your details, I didn't catch it. So I was wondering if I could get that from you as well.
Yes, of course you can. What I'll do, I'll share the slide again in a second, Anita.
Also, will you be running this again at all?
I don't know. That's up to Wacker. This is what I've been brought in to do these three, okay. And as far as I know, but there may be some more. But Wacker,
I didn't get the previous ones. That's why I was wondering. Anyway, I'll mute myself. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. The previous ones have been recorded. So, my email address is in the chat box. I can put it in again, no problem.
Could you please?
And send you those two sessions. I mean, today is recorded as well, so I'll send whoever wants them, all three of the sessions.
Right. And the book that he mentioned as well, would that be sent through or what? Sorry, I'm asking all these questions.
No, it's okay.
That's okay, Anita. All you do, I'll put my email address up in a moment. All you need to do is drop me an email, and I'll send you a form, and then you write your details on there, so I know a bit about your business when we have our one-to-one, and your postal address you'll write at the bottom of that. Then I'll send the book out to you. So
thank you very much. I'm going to mute myself now.
Okay, and the book's free, and the one-to-ones are free as well.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Anita. Just a quick point. Whoever doesn't know, they are able to unmute their mics now. So happy for you to ask a question by unmuting your mics, or you can use the chat.
Okay, I'm just checking any questions that I might have missed. Jeff's book's not arrived yet. Jeff, just hold tight. Hopefully that will arrive with you fairly soon. If not, I will track it and I will find out where it is.
Sarah, just your question on funding for social media.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure exactly what type of funding is available, but this is definitely something the Growth Hub advisors can help you with.
Yes.
I don't know if you've spoken to them before or you've asked inquiries about funding, but if not,
I can go back Kwakayel.
okay, yeah, do get in contact with the advisors. I mean, it's free advice, free support. They're always happy to speak to you. They know the best places to signpost to you, especially for funding.
That's
I'll
great.
just put their number. I'll just put our growth hub number back in.
Thank you.
Okay, now Sarah's ahead of the curve. She's already had her one-to-ones, haven't you, Sarah?
I have. It's very good. Definitely sign up for it.
Good. Okay, any other questions? Okay. Okay, good. Okay, so if there's no more questions, email me if you haven't already for your one-to-ones. And for you guys that have emailed me, I will be sending you a Zoom invite for our one-to-ones and look forward to going through and helping you guys.
Thank you, Zab, for the presentation again and for all 3 sessions. Thank you for everybody attending. Like I said, the recordings will be available, presentations will be available. Do get in contact with me or Zav directly for his one-to-one sessions, and hope to see you soon all at another webinar. Thank you all. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye for now.
Okay, thanks, everyone.